Welcome to Sammy and Marissa's husbands. Sans Sammy's husband. He had better things to do today, but I have everybody's favorite guest. He's basically the third host at this point. He has, I think, the most guest appearances of anybody.
Yeah,
Mikey Two
favorite winner,
Sticks.
favorite softball player by far, favorite fantasy basketball team GM, favorite just winner in general, really. Everybody's favorite. GOAT team.
Yes, the GM of Goat Team. You might know him by a couple different names. Mikey Two Sticks, Conservative Mike,
Mm,
El Sedgio Dio.
that's me.
And per Mike's request, we are doing this no video, so I can't even see what he looks like, which makes me think that um, something suspicious is going on over there. How do you respond to those claims?
I will be gooning the entire time we're on this call. So no suspicious activity, just a lot of gooning. If that's okay with you.
And you are ashamed of the gooning? Is that why there's no
N-
video?
No ashamed. I didn't think you could I didn't want to make you feel inferior is really what it boiled down to. So I did it out of love for you.
And I appreciate that.
No, but as I explained to you prior to getting on the call, which obviously you're just doing this for a show, you're doing a bit, but I explained that my phone is charging and there would be no point to have the camera on because you'd see the ceiling. But if you feel better for doing the bit, I just want you to be happy.
Yeah, I do. I'm Bitler. I love a
Yeah,
bit.
bit, yeah. Also, they would have never known. It's not like you post a video anyway. To them, we could have seamlessly gone about the podcast with no speed bumps at all. But you've created this artificial drama.
Listen, man, I'm just having a good time. Just
All
two
right.
two friends having a conversation. You like to let the people know what's going on behind the scenes. That's what makes us the best podcast within a 2 mile
Mm,
radius of my house.
that is true. That is true. Have you done the research on that? Have you?
No, I haven't, but I doubt if
Yeah.
there's another podcast within 2 miles of my house, one, they're probably bigger than we are, and I don't want to know about it.
Yeah, true. But also, it's not due to, well, it is due to lack of effort. It's not due to lack of enthusiasm or interest. You and Randy have just put zero effort into marketing it.
I think some of that's probably fear-based, probably
Yeah,
afraid of the judgment.
I can see it. Are you afraid to fail? Is this like a failure thing?
No, no, that's not really one of my issues. I've been failing my whole life.
Yeah, true. You definitely have. All right. Well, I mean, shit. Maybe it's time to blow this thing up.
Listen, I mean, feel free to share with anybody you know. We
Okay.
haven't gotten many Florida listeners, and I think that's partially due to your lack of wanting to plug your boys.
Well, you guys told me not to. You said you didn't want it to get out.
Let everybody you know.
Okay. All right. I don't want to have this negatively impact your fish mongering. What are you now? A fish
I'm a fish,
monager?
I'm a fish manager.
Mangager. Got it. Yeah. I don't want this to negatively impact your fish mangager or Trey's presidential campaign in the future. So if you tell me to let it out, I'll let it out.
Let it out. Let it be, as some Beatle said.
Let it be. Bro, imagine 20 years from now.
Another Beatle thing. Imagine. Nice.
I'm not a Beatles guy. I could
John
care less.
Lennon.
But the Beatles, a very overrated band. Hyper, like probably the most overrated band ever to walk the face of the earth.
Very, yeah, but you can't discount their influence on other bands. I think that's kind of the
Yeah,
whole.
but in their songs, they have like two good songs, Yellow Submarine, Hey Jude. Aside from that, all is just complete gibberish nonsense.
I'm not the biggest Beatles guy because I'm a Stones guy, but um, that's kind of an outrageous take.
What else? What else they
two
have?
good songs.
What else they have? Yellow Submarine, Hey Jude. Name me some other ones. Maybe I'm missing some.
I think you are missing some. Have you ever heard of Twist and Shout? It's like one of their earlier songs. Absolute banger.
Wait, is that Twist and Shout? Is that like Twist and Shout, the song that they play in like Sandlot?
Yes.
I'm looking up Beatles songs right now. Top 10 Beatles songs.
Here Comes the Sun, Yesterday, In My Life. I mean, Abbey Road's probably one of the best albums of all time.
Okay, that's
And I'm not a Beatles guy.
yeah. I mean, they're just a highly overrated band.
Help.
I could name 500 bands that are better than the Beatles off the top of my head. No research at all.
500 or 5?
I was being facetious with the 500. I said that intentionally. I could probably name a handful of bands.
Okay, you know what? I was gonna go a different route, but why don't you name 5 bands you think are better than the Beatles? Now, are we talking how are we talking better?
Better, just overall better music, just better songs, better band, like just everything.
Are you open to pushback on any number of these?
I mean, I'm open to pushback.
Or is
You can
this
be
complete,
wrong.
or is this completely subjective? Is this an open debate for, why don't you go ahead? Let me just see where your brain is.
Okay. Now, with bands, it's kind of like, are we including like this isn't one of my picks, but like Black Eyed Peas, are they considered a band or are they considered a group? Outcast, are they a band or a group?
Black Eyed Peas, I would say more band, but Outkast is just 2 guys.
But are they a band? Because they
No.
had a drummer and guitar, right? Did they have a drummer guitar
Yeah.
player?
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of up to your interpretation.
Okay. Yeah. Well, one just straight off the top, Pearl Jam, better than the Beatles.
I personally like Pearl Jam better than the Beatles. I don't know if they're a better group.
Yeah. Um, Guns N' Roses, I would say better than the Beatles.
I also like them better than the Beatles. Probably, probably have Drew jumping on this. I'd say they're probably more talented musically. I don't think the Beatles were really doing anything groundbreaking musically. Probably at the time they were.
Yeah, but I think they might have been a plant, like an industry plant, because
I
they
can't
weren't that good.
we can't get bogged down in that. Keep going.
Well, I mean, I just want to put that in there. I'm kind of adding on to the fact I think they're very overrated. They might have been an industry plant because they were extremely hyped, media coverage all over the world, and they were a pretty fucking ass band. So, second of all, Red Hot Chili Peppers, 100 times better than the Beatles.
I'm gonna say no on that one, but keep
Oh
going.
my goodness. I'd say Rush,
Well, I think you're
better
putting
than the Beatles.
well, musically 100% they're more talented. That's not really up for debate.
Yeah. So, I mean, that better than the Beatles. Um,
They're not everybody's taste though. But that's not,
I,
I know, I'm just saying, devil's advocate.
yeah. Leonard Skinner, better than the Beatles.
I like them better than the Beatles. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like that's tough. That's what's tough about kind of
Did I say AC/DC already?
no.
Better than the Beatles.
I like them better than the Beatles, but I
Did I
don't
say Metallica already?
know. But you did just now.
Yeah, better than the Beatles.
Okay.
Um,
I don't know. I like a lot of Metallica stuff, but I'm not. Uh, I don't know them as well.
I mean, you should definitely look into it because banger after banger after banger.
Well,
They don't miss.
obviously one Enter Sandman, Fuel.
The Day That Never Comes. You should look in like their top 10 songs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to front for the gram. I like some of their stuff. I just don't, I'm not as well versed with
Yeah.
discography.
I'm surprised I haven't said this one yet because this might be one of my favorite bands of all time. Queen, like hands down. I don't think anyone. If someone told me that they thought the Beatles were better than Queen, I couldn't respect them as a man. because it's not even a comparison. Queen is hands down better than the Beatles.
One of my top 10 favorite songs of all time is by Queen. So
And what is it?
I think you know.
Fat Bottom Girls?
Yeah. No, that's kind of just more of my day-to-day lifestyle.
Mm,
Um, I want to break free.
I Want to Break Free. Great song. Great song. Do you like the music video or do you like the song?
I like the song more. I think it's more of just kind of nostalgia for me. Like, was we
Mm,
always used to play it. I mean, music video is good too, though.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to think of anybody else.
Oh, you're missing a huge one, like their biggest rival.
The Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big Stones guy. I mean, they're good. I personally, uh, it's
Is
okay.
it is it this era of music you don't really like?
I don't know. I know. I don't think so. Because what else came out around the Beatles and the Rolling Stones?
Well, the 60s, 70s. I mean, the Stones put out music from the 60s to the. I mean, they just had a new album last year with original music, so which is insane.
Yeah. Are they still putting out stuff like new stuff?
They put out new stuff. They put out a new album last year. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I don't. I can't think of anybody else that was like putting out music in that time. I can't say it's an era thing. I'm sure I like music from that era.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean that's just I said five bands. I think I rattled off like 10. And if I looked into it, I could probably name a lot more because I'm gonna stop beating around the bush. I hate the Beatles. Don't
Kind
like them.
kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. How did we get on the Beatles?
Uh, well, I said Let It Be, and then I said Beatles, and then you said
Oh,
Imagine, and then I was like John Lennon.
okay. Yeah, I get it now. I traced back our steps. But yeah, it's just all in all, the Beatles are ass. Industry plant probably put in place by some Jew. To I don't. Well, come on,
Um, we're not doing that here. Okay.
come on. We can't joke, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Obviously, Jewish people don't control the music industry, the banks, nothing. They control nothing. They're normal citizens like everybody else. It was
Jesus
a joke.
Christ.
It was a joke, bro.
I know
Sorry,
it's a joke. I know it's a
I
joke.
forgot. I forgot. We can talk about everybody else, but we can't make anything comments about a Jew. My bad, guy.
I don't know if that's the kind of heat I want after I just told you to share it with everybody. You know. Uh,
Uh,
anyway, so what's going on in Mike's life?
uh,
What's
Starting a new job tomorrow.
really?
Yeah.
I thought that was until August.
No, it's no. Um, Aside from that, nothing. I mean, I
Is
wake
it
up.
the one with the red company?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did your old company take it?
Oh, they don't know.
So are you telling them tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna type up a nice little email in the morning, send it to them.
So you're just fucking them.
Well, they don't do 2 weeks notice. If I would have gone in there 2 weeks ago and I said, "Hey, here's my 2 weeks notice, I'm quitting," they would have said, "Okay, get your shit and get the fuck out. Like, have a nice life." So,
So you're just
like,
responding to what you would have received preemptively.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if it was company standard, or if there was like any semblance of like mutual respect in my departure, or their like cutting ties with me, I would have. I think it's the 2 weeks notice is very like is a formal sign of respect. It's a sign of appreciation of like employment stuff like that. I agree with the 2 weeks notice as a concept. However, in this situation, if I would have given a 2 weeks notice, I would have received a spit in my face back in return. So it's almost detrimental to me to provide a 2 weeks notice.
Understood.
Yeah.
You excited for the change?
Not really. Honestly, I don't care. No.
Yeah.
It's just,
Working
it's just,
it's for the birds. I'm ready to be done with it.
yeah, I'm not excited to have another job. No, now that you phrase it that way, no, I don't get excited at the opportunity to work for another company. But, uh,
To
you
make
know,
money for the shareholders.
pays the bills, you know. I get
Shareholders.
exactly. I get to wake up every morning and provide value to shareholders and, push principles for a company that I might or might not agree with, but that doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's not my company. And if I don't like it, I can go fuck myself in their eyes, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. But aside from that, nothing. Oh, bro, I found these. I sent a picture of it. I'm only bringing it up because I see it right now. I went to Costco, no, Sam's Club. Went to Sam's Club like a day ago. Found these mozzarella cheese crisps, pizza flavored, pepperoni pizza flavored.
Yes, I remember that.
Might be my new all-time favorite snack. I'm gonna go and get like 10 bags of these things.
I've
Fucking
had
delicious. And
similar things, but not the pizza flavored ones.
yeah, the only reason I mentioned it, high in protein, good for the gym journey. Only bad thing about it is it's cheese, so it might have a little bit of saturated fat, might have a little bit of sodium, but 160 calories per like serving, and there's 9 servings in a bag. So even if you sit there, even if you're a fat fuck, you eat the whole bag, you're having like 900 calories, but it's like 128 grams of protein. So
Per serving or per bag?
per bag, per bag, but it would be borderline impossible unless you're just a gluttonous piece of shit to sit down and eat that entire bag. I mean, there's a decent amount of cheese bites in there.
I don't
So,
know if you're familiar with my body of work.
well, that's what I'm saying. You would have to really be a gluttonous, disgusting pig man to sit down and eat an entire bag of these cheese crisps.
See, that's kind of been my issue is the portion control.
Yeah.
And if they taste as good as you say, I need to avoid
Oh, they taste delicious.
them.
But what's new? What's new? Nothing yet. Start a new job tomorrow. Found my new favorite snack, which is big in my world. Um, aside from that, just chugging along. I wake up every day. I go to work, go to the gym, come home and sleep. My life is Groundhog Day.
Great film.
A great film.
We will be talking a lot about movies later, so that's what I think the kids call foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Yep. 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 Speaking of films, do you want to save all film talk for later, or would you like? Can I make a comment about something now?
Well, this is America, and right now we still have freedom of speech. So
Mm-hmm. Trump's America. You can say what you want.
not for long, anyone.
Um, yeah. Well, you can say anything you want, except
No, 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 no. I'm gonna cut you off. I know where you're going.
it's the truth, though.
Uh,
I'm not even making jokes. It's the truth.
I'm not gonna comment either way.
But can you at least humor me and just tell me if I was going on some bleep rant or if I was going to say something that's true?
There could have been true sentiments to what you were gonna say.
Okay, all right. Um, but just saw Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I don't know what the title of it is.
Jurassic
Jurassic.
Rebirth.
Yeah, I just saw Rebirth. No spoilers because I know you're going to go see it. Average movie. I sent out a snap about it. I think it was like 6.4 out of 10. It's not going to blow your socks off, and it's not going to wow you. Um, you know, pretty decent action. I can't say what I'm going to say unless no spoilers, but
Don't say
um,
it.
yeah, I know.
Let me.
It's different,
That's what they should put on the poster. Pretty average movie.
literally. But it's the same thing as like the 10th installment of Fast and Furious. Like, how many times can you see a car fly in outer space before it's not exciting anymore? You know, how many times can I see a person fucking run from a dinosaur until it's just a
Spoiler, I didn't know there were dinosaurs.
no, my bad. That's on me.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like with any big, multi-million dollar, billion dollar franchise, at a certain point, it's just a cash grab.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. They're going to make their money, and I could see them making another one. I don't know.
Well, they usually do these things in threes, so I am looking
Who's the uh, who's the actress in it?
at
What's her
Scarlett
name?
Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. There you go.
You got any comments about her?
No, I just forgot her name.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess I'll tell you what I did this week.
Tell
I
me.
worked,
Mm-hmm.
and then I worked some more.
Nice.
Then I worked my other job.
Nice. Well, you have two jobs. Oh yeah. Okay. One of your jobs is an actual contributing member of society, and the other one's a succubus leech that preys on innocent victims to take advantage of. I forgot.
How am I taking advantage of somebody? I was the buyer's agent.
It doesn't matter. Tomato, tomato.
Anyway,
Does the parasite take advantage of its host?
I'm in this situation, I'm a leech off the other leech. I'm the leech on the back of the main leech.
So you're the parasite that's on the leech, that's on the host.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I can't survive without the main leech.
Yeah. Which is that better or worse? I don't know.
Potentially worse, I guess.
Yeah, you're like a scavenger. You're like the yeah, yeah. What's a good scavenger? Like a vulture, but I'm trying to think of like a parasitic bottom dwelling ocean scavenger, like some type of
Oh, there's a certain type of parasite that replaces the tongue of a fish.
there is there is. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we can push past this. Bottom line is realtors are scum. They hold no value in society, and everyone knows this. I don't have to. I'm beating a dead horse.
I'll disagree with that, seeing as it's my career, but I respect your opinion.
Thank you. All right, go ahead. You said you work, so you work.
I did my yard today, cut my grass.
Nice.
It was embarrassingly unkept in the backyard. It was embarrassing,
Uh,
actually. It was up to my hip.
yeah, Krista would have been rolling in her grave if she could have seen the condition of that house. She always kept it in such pristine condition, and you have it looking like a post-apocalyptic hellscape.
That's outrageous.
That's outrageous. Am I lying?
Yes, the inside is beautiful.
Tyler.
It's just the backyard.
Tyler, I've been to your house a week ago.
You want me to send you a
I've
picture?
seen it. I've seen it with my own eyeballs.
It's absolutely pristine in here.
All right. I mean, good.
Don't put on a front for the people.
Your wonderful wife and soon to be baby deserve a nice clean house.
Don't forget I saw you in person. I seen your physical state. I don't know if you have I don't know if you can talk to me like that.
I have the facilities to do anything I'd like and say anything I'd like to you. I saw your quote unquote workouts, and I don't think you can hang with my stuff.
Listen, guy, I'm in a rehab phase.
All right. Well, look, I think for somebody that's in a rehabilitation phase, I think you should watch your mouth when you speak to a healthy man. All right.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think that actually is a good segue into a list I wanted to do with you. I think we'll skip the movie talk for after.
Okay. Was
Um,
this the list of villains?
yes.
Mm.
Um, and you can really go any way you want with this, but I would say most people in our group would probably have you in their top three people that they wouldn't want to fight in our group.
I thought we were doing villains. I didn't think we were doing our group.
We aren't. I'm just giving you a little backstory why I wanted to ask you this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Generally respected as someone who knows how to handle himself.
Which I don't. I've always that's always like puzzled me because I'm literally the nicest person ever.
Um,
I don't understand. I'm
you're nice to other.
anti-violence. I'm a pacifist.
You are not a pacifist. Don't ever say something so ridiculous again.
I don't understand. I'm
Um,
anti-violence.
that's also not true. I've experienced your anti-violence pacifism, and it doesn't feel good.
Okay. I mean, I'll take it, I guess. I don't know.
Um,
It was always puzzled me because I'm a genuine sweetheart. I'm a cuddle bug. I'm a little teddy bear. I don't understand.
you're a liar. But anyway,
Okay. All right.
so my question for you is the top three, no, no guns, no weapons, just strictly hand to hand.
Hand-to-hand combat.
These people also have the same rules, no hand to or no weapons.
Okay. What if their entire like persona is centered around a weapon?
Like Leatherface with a chainsaw situation,
Yeah, Leatherface with a chainsaw, Jason with his
machete thing.
machete, like I mean, regardless, Jason would still snap me in half, machete or no, but I'm just curious.
I would say, let's keep them with their chainsaw because a lot of these people, that's kind of the mystique about it.
Yeah, okay.
But you
All
don't
right,
have
well,
a weapon.
for this one, the first one on my list, it really doesn't matter, just because he's a demon from hell who has mystic powers. Um, Pinhead, I believe that's his name from Hellraiser. Pinhead. I'm almost positive that's his name.
I think so.
Yeah, that's number one on my list. One, because he's a demon with mystic powers, and two, his whole persona is centered around his love of torture, and the ways that he kills you is very torturous. Peel your skin off, stick needles in your entire body, things like that. And you get sent to hell, which, you know, no bueno. Second one would be Freddy Krueger, solely because of the mental warfare aspect of things. Can't go to sleep. So either one, you drive yourself crazy by staying awake, or two, you go to sleep and you die. And when you're asleep, you're in his world. He can bend reality. He can pretty much do it and be whatever he wants. Third one, probably be Pennywise,
The clown.
the clown. Pennywise the clown, because if I'm not mistaken, his entire thing is centered around fear, and he knows what you're afraid of, and he takes advantage of that, and he feeds on your fear, and then kills you. Uh, that's assuming that I am a child when I fight him, because I don't. Does he go after adults?
Yeah, that's kind of the plot of the whole second It movie.
Second, what the plot is? He goes after adults.
The kids are adults.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. No, they do are adults. Okay. But yeah, no, that would be my three. There's a lot to pick from, but
Yeah, I mean, so basically your three are ones that, metaphysical.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, if you're just a man and you wake up in the morning, you put pants on just like me, I'm beating your fucking ass. So
As
you have to
as
be a
as a
metaphysical being
pacifist,
as a pacifist.
anti-violent person.
Yes. I mean, if my life or yours on the line, it is what it is. I'll go against my core beliefs of pacifism and I'll take you down. But if you're a metaphysical being that can bend reality, what can I do? I'm just a man.
Yeah, I would lean the same way. Obviously, Jason, Leatherface, Michael
Hmm.
Myers, they're all beating my ass, but I got, a puncher's chance. Tank Abbott,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you got a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I can kick your knee, break your leg. If you're crawling, I'm running. I'm getting away from you.
Yeah, Kruger was definitely on my list. That one creeps me out. The dreaming stuff creeps me out. Darth Vader would be on mine,
Okay, yeah, yeah, I can see it.
even without the lightsaber.
Well, he no lightsaber, but he still has the force.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, I mean, nothing you can do.
Yeah, Pinhead's an interesting one. I wasn't really thinking about him, but those movies are fucked up.
Yeah, good movies, solid horror movies.
The And like the whole group he's with is creepy as fuck too.
Yeah, there are there's another group of demons.
Yeah.
You know?
No, thank you.
Yeah, I watched one of those recently, and they hold up pretty well. And it's interesting because I think they were made in what, like the fucking 80s?
Yeah, the original one is 87.
Yeah, the 80s to the 90s, and they hold up pretty well, for being 30 to 40-year-old movies.
Yeah, did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Little little toot for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Um, Pennywise in the book is like a like a there's a lot of stuff that was left out in the book. Like there's a giant fucking turtle in space. That's
Huh?
that's like in like it the book.
Yeah.
Like there's a giant turtle that's like good, and then Pennywise is like a giant otherworldly spider thing.
Yeah, super weird. I don't read. I'm not a homosexual nerd, so I don't really read books. I will watch the movie like a normal person.
Yeah.
So I never knew that.
Um. Now is it due to inability?
No, I have the ability to read. It's sitting down with a book in my hand to read words on a page where I can just go watch the movie. It's not appealing to me. I'd much rather enjoy the cinematic experience.
But without books, there would be a lot less movies.
Yeah, that's true. I would say that, yeah.
So they are necessary, I think.
Well, you could only say that because of the lack of technology that was around when those majority of those books were written. If Stephen King had all of the cinematic equipment at his disposal, he may have very well just made the movies instead of writing the books. So that argument really doesn't strengthen the fact that books are important. It was just books were the only way to do what they wanted to do back then.
I don't know if I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, you can be wrong. You don't have to agree with me, but it is what it is.
Do you talk to people you don't know the way you speak to me?
I speak to everybody this way because I am who I am. And also, I'm not speaking to you in an ill manner, am I? I'm not being rude.
No, but I think you, just based on the way you're talking, you think you're better than me.
Objectively or subjectively?
I still don't think you know the difference.
I do. I do. I just want to know what way you're referring it to it as, because objectively, I think there's a clear answer.
Yes, objectively, you are not. Subjectively, in your mind, you think you are. I choose.
I was gonna flip that. I was gonna flip that. Objectively, obviously, I'm a superior being. Subjectively, I like to stay as humble as possible. I don't think I'm better than anybody.
But it's just a fact of life that you are.
I mean, look, you put both of us on paper, no names on it. You put it on paper. You lay it in front of a random stranger. You said, "Hey, objectively, who is the superior being? Who is the alpha man?" They're picking me 10 out of 10.
No shot.
They're picking me 10 out of 10.
No shot,
Come
dude.
on. All right, come on. Maybe
Mental,
not. Maybe
men,
not. I don't know.
mental illness is running rampant in Florida.
Denial is running rampant in Wilmington.
That's a river in Egypt. Anyway, what do you say we hop into the next one?
I'm all for it. Hey, it's your show, bud. Are we going?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, hold on. I said, give me a second. You hit the fucking record button?
Fuck it, I'll cut it out.
All right. Are you a parasitic leech on society that has to rely on taking advantage of the most vulnerable? Are you having a bad time because your market is in a slump?
I am gonna cut that out.
Why?
It's
Why?
too much.
What is it? Why is it too much?
You can't tell people to off themselves.
I said consider.
You're,
I didn't tell him to go. Didn't I say? Did I say consider?
I don't know. It felt. You know what? Maybe I'll leave it.
No, but I just want to. I want to be very clear. If I didn't say consider, yeah, I think we should redo it. If I said consider, that's just a recommendation.
Okay, I'll leave it.
All right, just let me know if I said consider, because if I didn't say consider, that's a different story.
Oh dear. All right, let's get into some movie talk. What have you been watching lately? Obviously, you just watched Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yep, 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 yep. Jurassic World Rebirth. I just on Amazon Prime, I watched this movie. I can't think of the fucking name. It's a Bruce Willis movie. Um, Very low budget film, horrible acting, uh, decent concept, but just horrible like CGI. Everything about it was just absolute ass. And the only reason I watched it was to pay homage to Bruce Willis's great career. I think doesn't he have like some type of debilitating disease right now?
I think he has dementia.
Yeah. And you could tell in the movie, um, he was the main antagonist, but every single scene that he was in, he was sitting on a bed, and every scene that he spoke in was like 2 or 3 word sentences. So you could definitely tell that they only had him in the film for name recognition, and they kind of like propped him up and said, "Hey, I know you have dementia and your health is declining rapidly, but come fucking say these 3 word sentences so we can make this movie." Uh, it's kind of, to me, it kind of made me sad. But I watched that, just finished that. Saw 28 Years Later with you when I was in Wilmington. Might be the best
Massive,
movie.
massive
Might be
zombie
the best
penis.
movie aside from the donkey dick and the last 30 seconds of the movie. Might be the best movie I've ever seen. Cinematography, music, casting, everything about it for me was a transcendent cinematic experience. I I genuinely enjoyed that movie. Aside from the 5 scenes of zombie donkey dick and the last 30 seconds of a complete 180 on like theme. What would you call that? A shift in what would you
Tone.
say that is? Shift in tone, a shift in, and it just made no sense. I don't want no spoilers for anybody who's going to go see it, but yeah, the last 30 seconds is nonsensical to me.
It has to have something to do with the next movie.
Well, yeah, because I think the next movie is going to be with those people. But even aside from that, did you have to make them fucking ninjas, parkour ninjas? The entire movie's been based around fucking bows and arrows and like just normal people, and then you throw in parkour ninjas in the last 30 seconds. It makes no sense.
You just said you weren't going to spoil anything for
Oh,
anybody.
well, fuck it. I don't care. If they haven't seen it yet, fuck them. If they wanted to see it, they would have seen it already.
Um, I saw two movies this week.
Mm,
One of them is a animated film from 1977, which you've probably seen at some point, called The Rescuers.
never seen it.
It's about two mice that go save a little girl who's been abducted. It's a Disney film.
Yeah, never once have I seen it.
You probably have.
No, I haven't. I'm telling you right now, I have not seen it.
No, no, it's fine. Um, I I liked it. I enjoyed it. Some sad
Yeah.
parts. It's kind of strange how those old animated films really tug at your heartstrings. And then another movie called Defending Your Life, which I really liked. It's an interesting concept, which I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should check it out.
What is it? What's it about?
So after you die, basically you're in purgatory,
Mm,
and it's kind of like a court setting where you get to defend your life if to see if you get to move on or go back to Earth.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool concept.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I also saw 28 Years Later with you. Very good
Yeah,
movie. Um, I would have had it in the nines, but the the penis thing didn't really bother me too much, just based on certain aspects of the movie. It kind of made sense,
yeah. No, it definitely made sense. Like
but it's
it
still
fit.
still jarring.
Yeah.
But
Now it
the,
did.
the last
I,
the last 30
I want
seconds
to put this in
really
there.
changed it from in the
I want to put
nineties.
this in there. It did bother you until you found out it was fake. When you
Oh,
thought that thing was real,
thank
it
God.
ate away at you.
Well, listen, you could hurt somebody with that thing.
That's it was monstrous. It was almost bordering ludicrous, is what it was.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, the last 30 seconds took it from like a 9.4 to about an 8.7 for me.
Damn, really? It lost point 0.7 points?
Yeah, it really didn't understand it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
Really,
agree. It was out of left field. It was a
truthfully did not make sense to me. But, I'm hoping the second movie or the sequel explains that more.
yeah. I'm
Uh,
trying to think of other movies. I'm looking up other movies that have been out as of like late. I'd say the last couple of months is the time frame I'm doing it on. Sinners. I saw Sinners. Have you seen that yet?
Great movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, I would rank that lower than 28 Years Later. I don't think it's like whenever it was originally coming out, the critics and like everyone was hyping it up to be this transcendent, new, groundbreaking movie. It was a good movie, good acting, good movie, just fucking vampire movie. Granted, it was different.
I got it in I have it lower than 28 Years Later as well, but I have it like an 8.4.
Yeah, I would say in the eights, I would maybe give it a 7.8 to 8.1. I think it's a good movie. I like it. I would go see it again. Uh,
Have you seen Mickey 17?
I have. I saw that on whatever platform it was on.
I also
I
like
didn't
that.
see it in theaters. It was a good movie. I liked it. I would probably give that like a 7.2, 6.7 to 7.2.
Like you familiar with the app IMDb?
Yeah.
My only beef with it is you have to rate things on a 10-point scale and with no decimal points.
Oh, that's stupid.
So I have Mickey 17 would have been like a 7.8 for me probably,
Yeah.
but a 7 felt too low. So I have that,
Hmm.
Sinners, and 28 Years Later all rated an 8, but they're clearly three different rankings for me, if that makes sense.
No, it 100% makes sense.
Thunderbolts I thought was really good.
I enjoyed that movie a lot. I did. I thought that aside from, I saw it maybe a month or two ago, aside from like one or two obviously forced like liberal propaganda moments, I thought it was, I mean, and that's not even like me trying to be, anything, but there was one or two very obviously forced moments. Aside from that, I thought it was funny. Thought it was a good movie, good action, good. I like the villain. Very cool villain.
It's a good I think it's a good return to form for Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
My only beef is they nerfed Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie, so they kind of had to nerf her in this movie. Um, Taskmaster in the comics is way more formidable, and would
Which one was Taskmaster?
that was like when they're in the you know, I guess it's underground
Yeah,
thing.
like the bunker. Yeah.
That's the one that gets killed.
Ah, okay. All right.
Would have never happened in the comics.
Hmm.
Captain
Well,
America: Brave New World, I like that too.
it was a solid movie. Yeah.
Um,
Again, but horrible CGI. I don't know how you felt about it.
yes, 100% my beef with it.
Horrible. I mean, borderline to me made it, I wouldn't say unwatchable, but definitely wouldn't go see it again.
I don't I
I
don't
did
even
not
under
enjoy
I
the
don't
movie.
even understand how that happens.
Yeah, I mean, you're a multi-billion dollar like franchise. To me,
They
I thought about it
notoriously
as
underpay their uh and rush their special effects people though. That's like a real industry issue with Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it because people are going to go see the movies anyway. So who gives a fuck? You know?
Yeah, it's bullshit though.
Mm.
They shouldn't put out a product like that, especially with Anthony Mackie just taking over. They're like setting him up for failure. Like,
Yeah, it sucks.
um,
Hey,
yeah. What can you do?
not nothing. Me personally, absolutely nothing.
All right, I think
Mm,
that's enough movie jargon. You
yeah,
got any?
I enjoy movies. I'm a big cinema guy, so that was a good section for me. Good segment.
Yeah, I love movies too. You got any? You got your two random questions?
I don't, so you can go first.
You annoy me very much.
Well, look, when you hit me up at 5 o'clock and you say, "Hey, can you do it at 6:30?" I'm sorry, I wasn't waiting by the phone for your invitation. Okay.
Listen, guy, you're reliable.
I mean, I'll happily do it, but I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared.
Unlike you.
Mm. Are you going to move on from this, or are we going to harp on this for a little longer? It's whatever you want. It's your podcast.
All right, I guess I'll ask you my question then.
All right.
What are you most excited about being an uncle for the 10th time to my child?
Um, I'm most excited about programming your child with right-wing propaganda and radicalizing them. That's going to be a fun process because
Saving
I did it to
saving
their
them from
father.
the liberal agenda at my home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, saving them from the liberal cuck hellscape that will be their future. Because I did it to their father. I radicalized their father, and I look forward to continuing that down the Caproni bloodline.
I don't know if I've been radicalized. I'm still a liberal cuck,
Yeah,
but it's fading.
it is certainly fading, like a Sammy Sosa or Michael Jackson style fade. You know,
Oh my God. I have political vitiligo.
that is true. I forgot the name of the disease, but yes, that is the name of it.
Um, new term, new t-shirt.
That's a great T-shirt. That actually is a good T-shirt for like a right wing like group, like Turning Point America, or I'll pitch it to him. Don't worry, I got
I don't want to be associated with it name-wise, but I would
you.
like profits.
No, your name is all over it, guy. You're the inventor.
Um, yeah. Let's move on from that.
Okay.
What do you got? You got one for me? You got anything? Anything? Tip of your tongue. Ask me
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I'm just going to piggyback off of your question and spin it around on you. What are you least looking forward to as a parent?
Okay.
And this is a two segment question. One, if you have a boy. Two, if you have a girl.
Um, hmm. I don't know if like as far as like least looking forward to, I don't really know, but thing I'm concerned about
Yes,
is
synonymous. They mean the same fucking thing.
um, obviously you're responsible for raising a person.
Yeah.
You shape them, and what if I don't like them? Like when they're older, like what if I don't like the person they become? That's like a genuine
Mm,
fear of mine.
yeah.
And obviously, you want to think, oh, well, I'm going to raise them. They're going to, be a certain way. I'm a good person. I should raise a good person. But obviously, that's not always the way things work out.
Yeah.
So I have concerns about that.
All right. So on this topic, to me, this is an extremely interesting topic because it ties into many aspects of life. The nature versus nurture. So, how much do you think your parental guidance and shaping dictates who they become as a person.
Um, I would say 60-40.
60% impacts, 40% doesn't impact.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anything is predestined or anything like that, but um, I have certain genetic factors that, I come from a long line of angry alcoholics. It hasn't afflicted me,
Yet.
thankfully, yet. Obviously, still very young. Um,
Yeah.
and my goal is to not have any of those things come out at home like I had to deal with,
Hmm.
so that they're not exposed to those kind of things. And hopefully, they can overcome some of their genetic inferiority.
Which is, it's an uphill battle,
Yeah.
but they can do it. Because I don't think parental styles, like, the molding of the parents, I think it has, I might even say 20/80. Like your environment impacts 20% of your outcome of life, and your personal decisions impact the other 80. So, I mean, I don't know if that's considered predestiny.
I wouldn't consider that nature, though.
Yeah, neither would I. Because you can overcome your nature, just like you. Like if your nature is to be a raging alcoholic with an anger problem, but you're not. I mean, you got an anger problem, but you're not a raging alcoholic.
Well, listen, 1 for 2 isn't bad.
Exactly. Like you're battling against your nature through personal accountability and positive decisions. And even though your parental shaping was alcoholic, your nature is alcoholic, you're not an alcoholic yet. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and also, you know, 50% bad parent, 50% good parent too. So, counter argument for that as well. My saw good behaviors from my mom, so
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, your mother's an angel. She did her best with you. It's not her fault you turned out the way you turned out, but tis life.
and it's also easy to be okay, the good aspects of me I get from this person, the bad aspects of me I get from this person. It's an easy way to like
Yeah.
frame things when you come from a one parent household.
Yeah. I mean, but you do get things from both parents.
Naturally.
Yeah. Like my mom, like I did not, I don't want to say I didn't have my father growing up because I did. They weren't in the same house. I 95% of the time lived with my mother. And apparently, so my mother says, I have many of the same quirks and like, I guess quirks are the only way to say it, that my father has.
Mannerisms.
Mannerisms, yeah, quirks. Like apparently I laugh the same way in tense situations.
Yeah, I mean that
And
right there is perfect argument for nature.
and I don't ever remember like noticing my father doing that. I think that really just might be like an inherited, as stupid as that sounds, like something so silly and frivolous. I think it might be an inherited thing that I got from my father.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have certain mannerisms that are similar as well. So,
Yeah.
I bet, and mine wasn't around till well, but I was 12. So, I mean, some of that could be subconscious as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very. All right. What about your second question? Random Q.
My mom actually just texted me the name of the movie that I was telling you about. I told her about it as well.
Yeah. Which movie?
Defending Your Life.
Mm.
My second question would be, how many concerts do you think you've been to?
Oh, that's not many. I'm not a big concert guy. I'd probably say four.
And then person you'd most want to see. The reason I'm asking this is because Ozzy just did his last performance, and
Oh, nice.
that was like one of my bucket list people. If you could get a chance to see them, I'd love to see Ozzy.
Yeah. That That kind of shocks me that he was still touring.
Yeah, he's serious medical
Um,
issues. He had to do like the whole concert sitting down, and it was just like one last like show, like last hurrah kind of thing. Had a bunch of other like famous metal bands there, like Zach Wild was there. I think Pantera was there.
mm,
Maybe Metallica maybe as well.
Metallica. I would like to see Metallica. I haven't seen them, but I'm not a big concert guy. To answer your question, I don't have anybody like that I want to go see solely because of the fact that I don't like going to concerts. To me, it's an awful time. I don't like being around a lot of people. I don't like being in small confined spaces with loud noises. That might be because I'm an autist, but it's just not a good experience for me. But if I had to pick a band that I like that I would enjoy listening to, I'd maybe say Pearl Jam would be one.
Pearl Jam's on my list. I've
Yeah,
seen two of my top five favorite bands ever, so I mean, like, already blessed. I saw the
you run out of
Stone.
time.
I saw the Stones, which you know, thankful I got to do that because they couldn't possibly tour for much longer. You'd
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
think.
You run out of time.
And then Rage Against the Machine, which was awesome.
Mm.
So I'd see Pearl Jam though. I think they're in my top five bands I'd like to see. You got another one for me?
Um, hmm. What what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
I have one in mind, but I'm not gonna say that one.
Why not? You embarrassed?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Okay. Okay. It involves someone else.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Um,
Okay.
trying to think. Oh, well, here's one that do you know what nitrile gloves are? Like the plastic gloves you put on if you're like preparing food or something?
Sure.
My first day at Arby's, I wearing gloves to do everything. And I didn't realize these gloves were powdered. Like some gloves are powdered, some are not.
Yeah.
These gloves were powdered, and a nervous tick of mine, I don't know if you've seen me do it as I play with my nuts.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going through, training, whatever, and then you wear black pants and it's white powder. So,
Nice.
uh, you know, two attractive women are training me, and they pointed out to me that I had a big caked on white powdery spot all over my nether regions. And
And that was embarrassing to
that
you.
was pretty embarrassing, yeah. First
So
job,
I just want to, just for clarity purposes, two attractive women that are not your wife.
correct.
Okay. All right.
Before I was with my wife.
And okay. All right. Thank you for
My
specifying.
my first ever job.
Yeah. Now I could definitely see how that's embarrassing. New guy, two attractive women. Obviously, you had maybe plans to bed one of them, uh, and it probably embarrassing. I get it.
Potentially attempted to.
Yeah, potentially both. Uh,
Mm.
for me, the most embarrassing moment of my life, as of now, I can't remember how old I was. I was old enough to remember it, like be very lucid and like aware of the entire situation. So, how old was it? Like 10, 12, 13, whatever the age, maybe a little younger. I was in McDonald's, just got done scarfing down, probably a kid's meal, milkshake, whatever else I ate. I don't know. Got to running around. This was actually in Florida at the world's biggest McDonald's. It's like a two, three-story McDonald's. It has a 2 to 3 story like playpen, the thing that McDonald's has. So I got all the way up to the tippy top. There was a line to go down the slide. You know me, all of a sudden, stomach starts turning, nowhere to go. I'm stuck. I violently shit all over the place.
God.
Waddle down to the bathroom. My dad brings a towel in from the car, wraps me around in the towel. I have to walk out in the towel. Everyone knows what happened at this point. Everyone in the restaurant is aware that someone had explosive shit inside of the playpen.
Oh,
And
God.
obviously it was me because I guess they saw me waddle in the bathroom. They saw me leave.
Oh.
Yeah, that was as of now, that's the most embarrassing moment of my life.
I had a similar experience, except I was 26 and me and Marissa went for a walk and I couldn't make it. So I started shitting on the side of the road. And then she was my lookout, told me a car was coming, and I pulled up my pants and shit into my pants. And
Nice.
then had to walk like half a mile home with shit in my pants.
That sucks. Half a mile shit walk. That's no bueno.
Yeah, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, shit in the pants is never fun. It's never a positive, fun memory of shit in the pants.
You got any Patrick's peeves?
That's peeves. That's peeves. I said, but I think you said Trey said this on the podcast like last time, right? I know I sent out a snap about it. Trey said he said it on the pod. I didn't hear it, so I don't want to repeat something he said about the treadmill. Can you hear me? Hello.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself on accident. Basically, you don't like people walking at an incline,
No, I had no walking incline has nothing to do with it.
but with when they're overcompensating with the railing and then not getting the use of the incline.
Yeah, like you put the incline all the way up, 13, 14, 15. What I think the max, the one that my apartment gym goes to is 15. And then you hold on to the railing, holding yourself in place to where you don't have to fight against the gravity of the incline. Fucking defeats the purpose. It's pointless.
I would
That's
agree.
Pat. That's Pat's peeve of mine. Super annoying. Doesn't affect me at all. It's just stupid.
Something that annoys me is when people call me up at work frantically. They're like, "Oh, I gotta put in an order. I gotta put in an order." And I go, "Okay." And then they cancel the order.
That's
Don't
annoying.
don't call back ever again.
Yeah, but customer's always right. So what are
Not
you
for
gonna do?
me. Not for
Yeah,
me.
they are. Yeah, they are.
No, I've had to cut someone off.
Look, you're gonna run this business into the ground. All right, you operate like that. The customer's the one that pays the bills. They
This
pay your
isn't
salary.
this isn't a race to the bottom, brother.
They pay your salary, bro. You got to keep them happy.
I give them a certain level of respect, and I require that in return.
And Godspeed. I hope that works out for you.
Listen, this isn't your former employer, you know what I mean? I stick up for my
Yeah,
guys, unlike
yeah.
your bosses.
I know. I agree 100%.
That's the type of manager I am.
Manager.
Manager, excuse me. Thank you.
Did you say thank you to me or the pizza man?
You.
Okay, you're welcome.
You got any typically this segment would be called Mike's likes, but since I'm talking to Mike, do you have any likes?
Um, I have a lot of likes. One, these Parmesan cheese crisps, pepperoni pizza bites. Big like. Can't express enough how much I like these things. Dip them in a little bit of plain Greek yogurt for some extra protein. Little micro. What is it called in your gut? Microbiome. What are those things called that like improve your gut health? It's in Greek yogurt.
Oh my God.
That's
Probiotics.
that's what probiotics. Yeah, yeah. Little probiotic, little protein. Mikey likey, big time, delicious.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Just feeling grateful for my wife, my family, my friends.
It's a
Some
great
pe-
thing to like.
some people aren't so lucky.
That is very true. That is very, very true. Not everybody has friends like you do. Great, loving, successful friends that you have.
Better, richer.
You're blessed.
You know?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
grass
another thing I
isn't
encountered.
always greener, you know?
Oh, 100%.
My
You have a good life.
my cup overfloweth.
You genuinely have a good life.
I wish
I mean,
I was richer, but can't always get what you want.
yeah, but the thing about money is you don't really need it. Money's not important.
Tell that to my
You know
mortgage
what I mean?
company.
Yeah, but they'll be fine. I mean, look, worst case scenario, they foreclose on your home. They give you 60 days to 90 days to evict. You're sleeping in your car. You got two cars. You sleep in one, rest of the baby sleeps in the other. Life's good.
True that.
It could be worse.
I could not own any assets.
You could have no assets.
Hmm.
That is very true. And plus, by that time, if somehow you go bankrupt, you sell your house, take out the equity in that, go get an apartment.
Yeah, I mean, I already have like 80 grand equity in here, so
Yeah, no big deal. Humble brag.
whatever great investment I made. Um,
Yeah. But another Mike's likes that I encountered today, when you go to a restaurant and you have like a usual, normally when let's say they change the supplier or they buy from a different supplier, like seasonally or rotationally, I don't know. Um, when you get your usual and it's better than it is typically because
nice,
the new supplier is better.
nice.
That was a very pleasant experience. I hope it continues. I hope that is their new supplier moving forward
This
because
reminds me of a situation where, and Drew tells me, swears up and down that this didn't happen, but I used to always get the brisket at Firehouse Subs,
mm,
and it changed at some point and was significantly worse. Now, Drew will say this never happened. They always use the same shit, but I know for a fact. Listen, there's a reason I got to the size that I was. It's because I kept getting Firehouse Subs all the time, and I know they changed the brisket.
they probably did. It's not like a unreasonable thing to say that they probably changed their brisket supplier. Happens all the time.
Yeah, and so I'm happy it worked out well for you.
Yeah, it's nice because normally, like in your example, I'd say 80% of the time it doesn't work out well. It changes for the worse. But it's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
It's nice when it changes for the better.
Now, what are you willing to name drop the restaurant?
Twin Peaks fried pickles. They changed their breading somehow. Breading was much better. I mean, the pickle I think is the same. I didn't taste any difference in the pickle, but the breading, which it could have even been an oil thing. Maybe the same fried pickle, different oil. I don't know. Whatever they changed drastically improved the quality and the taste of the food.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever been to a Twin Peaks.
Oh, you're missing out. It's it's Hooter-esque in like the theme of the restaurant, but Hooters food is dog food.
Oh,
Twin Peaks actually has good food.
Hooters has some good stuff.
I don't know, man.
Drew, get in the comments. Not that you've ever been, you know.
Well, Drew's actually like anti Hooters. Like he won't go.
Yeah, he's never been, but if you have been, toss that order in the comments.
I mean, look, they have palatable food. The wings, okay. Fried pickles are pretty good. They got a good Southwest ranch that I enjoy. Um, their chips and queso is subpar. I mean, it's just palatable food.
Have
But
you ever been to Tilted Kilt?
I've never been.
That's another Hooters Twin Peaks kind
Yeah, I
of
know. I know. I
situation.
know what it is. Yeah, I know what it is.
Um, I can't remember the food, but that is one of the drunkest I've ever been was in there.
Nice.
Yep. Just leaving a funeral. I was not of age. A friend of ours whose initials are NG,
Nice. Yep.
was of age, but he got
Mm.
he knew the bartender somehow, or he was just kind of sweetening her over. And I got to drink the whole night. And then he dropped me back off at Marissa's parents' house. And I was violently sick in the
Hmm.
bathroom on the night of my mother-in-law's mom's funeral.
Not a good look.
But there's potential most embarrassing moment, actually.
That's not a good look, my guy.
Yep. And then I woke up on the couch to her grandfather, who they weren't together anymore, but he was just mean mugging me.
Well, yeah, you were in his daughter's home, his granddaughter's boyfriend, his granddaughter that he adores, loves with every ounce of his being. And here you are, her boyfriend, illegally drinking alcohol, coming into his daughter's home, violently puking everywhere, and sleeping on his daughter's couch. You're the biggest piece of shit on the planet.
I blame Nick for bringing me back there.
You can't blame Nick for your bad decisions.
He took me back. He could have took me home.
Why did he take you back there of all places? Was
I
Marissa even
still
there? Or
don't
okay, Marissa had to
know.
have been there.
I still don't know. That's a good way to end. Why'd you do this to me?
Hold on. Was Marissa living at her parents' house at the time?
I was 20. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, he was probably drunk. For one, he was probably drunk driving. Two, he was drunk. So you can't question his decisions because he was a drunk idiot. You guys probably talked about it, and you both decided, take me back to Marissa's house.
I'm gonna get him on the pod
And the
next
rest is
week for
history.
a
The
five
rest is
minute
history.
segment to discuss this.
5 minutes. You don't think he'll set aside an hour and some change for you?
Been trying to get him on for a while.
What the fuck? Is he that busy?
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't like me anymore.
I think that's what it is.
I think that's a good way to end this.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yep. Love you, bud.
Bye.